Just fire the bottom 10% is what we're hearing from some of America's biggest companies. Zuckerberg is calling it getting rid of low performers, and Musk is calling it not meeting standards. But when the truth comes out that many of these people had high performance ratings, not only do we find it to be a lie, but the decades of research, applied research, and real business has found that these decisions actually destroy the company's profitability. I'm Dr. Anna Kalschmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class, neurodivergent, and race and gender intersections. Over a century ago, Frederick Taylor argued that employees are inherently lazy and they need constant supervision. So his solution was to set brutally high standards and fire anyone who couldn't meet them. And the result was a lot of strikes in the 1900s. By the 1950s, a lot of companies learned their lesson, though literally after some bloodshed. They started embracing more community, more humane standards, having more labor rights. But then in the 1980s, we brought back in the fear mongering. One of the most notorious, who is still glorified in many MBA programs, was Jack Welch, who was the CEO of General Electric. He implemented the infamous rank and yank system, where he fired the bottom 10%, labeled 70% of the workforce as middle and 1% as top performers. And corporate America rushed to copy him because he would get short-term savings in his quarterly shareholder reports. But soon after he stepped down, the company tanked because this wasn't a sustainable strategy. And Welch is also known for saying long term is just short term over and over again. And while that can be true in some situations, it's not true for everything. If you treat people poorly short term over and over again, they will leave. If you cut quality over and over again, you will lose customers. Microsoft implemented a similar performance system in 2010s, called it stack ranking, and their market cap plunged by 50% because they rewarded their staff for competing with each other, and not just for doing well, but making sure that other people failed. Innovation stopped because of the what they called the knife fights that went through the company. Now, when Nadella took over Microsoft, he got rid of this, and Microsoft started to have more innovation and crawl back up to the top again. But very recently, their new CEO now announced they're going back to more of a stack ranking system. Microsoft was called a country club culture by Jeff Bezos, who said that Microsoft is where people go when they're not willing to work hard anymore. Because, Jeff Bezos is known for having such a humane culture. So why do you think CEOs are making these same mistakes when the 2010s were not that long ago? So why do you think we haven't learned? I'll talk about this in my next clip on this topic.